Welcome to Arcadiology, Episode 2, featuring Alien Syndrome. Join us as we uncover artifacts from the arcades. My name is Brad, and my co-hosts are Sky.
Yo.
Kyle.
What's up, dudes?
And Jordan.
Oh darn, that's me.
This episode's going to be going live on Halloween, so happy Halloween, everyone.
Spooky.
Spooky.
Yes,
We love
it's
a
a
good
great game
spooky day.
for it.
Oh, it's perfect.
But
This game terrified. I don't know about you guys. It terrified me playing the game. I mean,
I could imagine. But before we get into Alien Syndrome, let's talk about some other games we've been playing. Anything else you guys been getting into lately?
I mean, man, I know that I don't really think this is you guys' thing, but like, I'm finally about to beat a third generation Pokemon game for the first time. Even though those games came out in maybe the early to mid aughts or something on the Game Boy Advance. For some reason, I don't know. I just never beat a third generation game, and I am right at the end of Emerald. And my God, this game was incredible for the first 75%, and this last little bit is such a slog, and it is killing me. But I am so determined to finish it.
Yeah, it's got to finish it out.
Oh, absolutely.
I think the last one I played was Yellow or something.
Yeah, the first
gen
one.
games.
Dang, man. Whenever you were a young lad.
Yeah, dude. I haven't played any new ones at all. I don't know anything
I
about
get
the
it.
new ones.
The last one he played was the first one.
Yeah,
Pretty
even the one
much.
I'm talking about is still pretty old.
Yeah. I don't think I really went past Gold and Silver, so I didn't get too much
I mean,
further than
those
Sky,
are the best ones, so I understand.
for sure.
I might have played a little bit of some of the new ones, but not enough to remember anything.
Now that it's open world, man, it just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, definitely changed the vibe of it.
Mm-hmm. Not my thing.
Played a little bit of Pokemon Go. That was fun for a while.
Yeah, I've gotten back into that a bit, admittedly, because we went to Go Fest in New York, so kind of just started
Nice.
doing it a bit again.
Let's go fast.
Nice.
So essentially, just imagine all the nerds and weebs you've ever seen in your life just gathered in one park playing all just staring at their phones for 3 hours straight.
That sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, we got
A lot
to
of
see
excitement.
New York
That's
City.
a little bit too much.
It was a good time just being in New York, really.
Kyle, what have you been playing? Something new?
Yeah, I don't want to shock you guys, but I've been playing a lot of Halo.
What?
Never heard of it.
Halo.
This guy don't
Never
play
heard of
Halo.
it.
No way.
Yeah,
Get out of here.
been doing that a little bit.
I don't believe it till I see it.
What's the state of competitive Halo these days? Is it pretty solid now?
Well, I haven't played it in a long time, and then I just kind of recently got back to it, so a lot of things have changed. But I know, back when I used to play, I could get on, do your placement matches, and then it would just, I think you could get a Diamond 6 was the highest it would let you go. But so it would just give me Diamond 6, you'd play a couple matches, I'd be Onyx, and that's their highest rank. But now it's I don't know, it looks like most people are in Diamond, and there's only a handful of people that are up in Onyx now, so they made it a lot harder to get that.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still the same game. You could get on it now and be you could play it for a day or two and just be okay, yeah, I remember everything. But they are changing. Their season 5 is coming. I just watched a little trailer. There's a couple of things that are, yeah, I don't know, maybe they're interesting, maybe not. But the biggest thing was there's a teleportation thing where it looked like a grenade, and the guy threw the grenade, and then where the grenade would end up exploding is where it ends up teleporting you to. I don't know if you guys have.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. So it's a map traversal kind of thing. So that looks
pretty
probably the
interesting.
biggest shakeup.
Now, does it beat Halo 3?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, that's a tough bar to beat.
Yeah, I don't think they ever will.
I've barely played any Halo game at all, so I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, you're not a competitive first-person shooter kind of guy, huh, Jordan?
I'm not much of a competitive gamer in general. It just stresses me out, man.
Yeah, it's supposed to just be trying to chill out and relax, and everyone's getting all crazy and yelling call-outs.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
know what's going on.
Talking about my
Remember those
mother and
days.
stuff.
Yeah. You guys remember a game from the Dreamcast, Jet Set Radio? Anyone remember that one?
I definitely know the name, but I don't know anything about the game.
Is that the roller skating game or something?
Yep, that's the one.
All right, I remember that.
Yeah, I was playing that a little bit on my Steam Deck. That's the same with situation as Jordan. I heard of the game, I knew a little bit about it, but never actually checked it out. Just one of those games I always wanted to try out, see how it was. But it's okay. It's kind of, it's a little bit dated. The controls on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
like to turn, you have to like hit the left trigger to like face the way your guy's going. So it doesn't have dual analog, so that's what makes it a little awkward to go back to. But it's not that bad, but it's not something I'm going to put a ton of time into.
I think the only reason I even know the name of the game is because I sometimes listen to this other podcast that's just about video game music. And here and there, they'll do an episode just dedicated to really, really bad video game music. And I'm fairly confident that's been on there like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like I don't even know what it is. Like a hip hop, like 90s hip hop, maybe. Like I
there
don't know,
was
like
some
a
bad
DJ would
ones.
play as like record scratching, that kind of
There were
music.
some bad ones.
I'm sure
I'll have
there
to show
is,
you guys
yeah.
later.
That's odd that you would have radio in the title of your game, and then people consider it to have some of the worst audio.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
ironic.
all the songs or just those few.
Yeah, I've definitely, in the short time I've been playing, there's been some weird just like lyrics and stuff. And then like if you mess up the challenge, it'll like start you over, and I just like keep hearing like the beginning of the same song like 6 times. So I could see it definitely getting on your nerves.
Oh, talking about repeating things, I can't wait to talk about the game today we're talking about. Jeez.
Oh yeah, you got Sky. Anything you want to talk about before we head into it? Or are you ready to roll?
I think I'm ready to roll, boys.
All right.
This guy doesn't do anything else.
Nope, I sleep and then play Alien Syndrome.
He's not wrong.
That's all you should be doing. That's what you're gonna need to if you want to make any progress this time.
Well, we got some stuff to talk about, boys.
All right, let's get into it. We're talking about Alien Syndrome. This game was released in the arcades in 1986. It's a top-down shooter, and you're free to move in any direction you like. It's not like a side-scroller where you just go left and right. I'd say the maps feel more like they're arena-styled since you have more freedom. You have to rescue 10 comrades in each stage, and then it opens up an exit door. And once you go through the exit door, it takes you to the boss battle. And then after you beat that, you go to the next stage, and there's a total of 6 stages and 7 bosses. Before we're doing it for the podcast, have any of you even heard of this game before?
Never heard of it. Nope, not until you mentioned it.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of it either.
I want to say I did, but it might have been Alien Storm, but I still don't know what that game's like either.
Yeah, I actually loaded that up on accident a couple times trying to play this.
I think are they related games or not? I don't know if they are.
I
I
don't
thought
know
it was like
that.
a sequel to it, maybe, or
I'm not sure. I haven't checked it out yet, so I don't know much about it.
It's the beautiful thing about Arcadiology, boys. We're learning all these brand new games we've never even heard of.
That's right.
see, I may have heard the name of this game, but I'd never seen it before in my life.
Yeah, when I first looked at it, I actually was at Jordan's house. He had a little get-together for his birthday, and I was just looking through his arcade games. Like, this looks pretty cool. At first, it kind of reminded me of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, but it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's some similarities there, but it's a pretty different game overall.
Oh, I feel like Zombies is probably harder than this game.
Yeah, you think so? Probably. There's a lot more
I think
stages.
so.
Yeah,
Boy, that sounds like something I don't want to play at all.
I mean,
I don't
It's
know.
harder.
Maybe some people think it's easier. I think Zombies is a really hard game.
This game could be brutal, man.
This is
Yeah,
an
for
extremely
sure.
hard game.
yeah, it is. I did look into a little bit. I saw there were some console ports. I just wanted to see what the differences were. And the Sega version, like the screens, like it's not a free scrolling screen. It's like segmented. So if you try to walk to the other, like further, you're kind of sectioned off like a quadrant, and the screen shifts over, and then you got to kind of walk around like that. I thought that would kind of be annoying.
Oh yeah, that sounds awful.
Like Legend of Zelda,
Yeah, how the
first game
screen-
scrolling around.
Right, yeah. And then like on the boss stages, how the backgrounds are just completely black. There's like no background at all, which I was kind of weird looking.
Yeah, a lot of the other ports didn't look too good.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at the time the arcades were so far ahead of the consoles that you couldn't really compete. It was just kind of have something similar to him.
I think there was like one port they said was pretty much arcade perfect. I don't remember which one it was.
Oh wow, I know it wasn't the Sega or the Super Nintendo because I checked theirs out and they were a little different.
I'm not sure if it's just if it was a console or PC. I don't know, but I think there's like one they said was pretty much exact. But I think they still say arcade's the best version.
Makes sense for the time.
It's the OG, man. Arcade's always going to be the best version here on Arcadiology.
That's right. So, were there any levels that stuck out to you guys that were particularly hard, or?
I feel like I gave this. I don't know how much time you guys put into the game. I sunk maybe about 3.5 hours in total, I'd say. it was once you got to stage 4, that's when I felt like a massive difficulty spike. Like stages 1 and 3, it got to the point where you have your routine, it's easy, you know what you're doing every time. Then once you get to 4, it just seems like the enemies get faster, larger, and it just gets more and more difficult. So 4 is the one that really sticks out to me for if we're talking about when the game gets a little bit too hard.
That's the one with the centipedes, right?
Yeah, those centipede things. And it seems like you have to keep shooting at them because they always leave like a piece of themselves behind or something for you.
Yeah, that level was tricky at first, but I mean, I've lost track how much time I put into this game, but way more than you, way more than 3.5 hours.
Than me.
Yeah,
you started before we even recorded episode 1.
Right, yeah, I've been playing this one. But once you got the hang of it, it wasn't that. I thought was actually an easy level. Like once you found a pattern and you got the laser, you can just like beam those guys down real quick. But that one like felt like a break, because after that's when I felt it kind of really spiked.
Yeah.
I noticed watching other people play through this game that on stage 4, like at least the guy I watched, he had a tendency to kind of just run around the enemies and barely even shoot them on stage 4.
That's what I started doing.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
you can pretty much stick to the outside on the walls. If you hug the walls, you can pretty much dodge every room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I first got to stage 4, I was shooting the enemies, and then like I realized that you could shoot where they're spawning at. You could actually break those to keep them from spawning anymore. But then if you like waste your time doing that, then you actually run out of time. So eventually I was just like, oh, I can just run past these guys and like pick up the upgrades and pick up the guys and get out of here.
I loved stages 1 and 2 because literally you just pick up the flamethrower and just go crazy. Anything that got anywhere near you, they're done with that flamethrower. I got that and just spam that button over and over and over again.
So did you take that into the first boss too, the flamethrower, or did you get a different gun?
No, so for stage 1, I always got the flamethrower early down in the bottom right corner. And then in the top left corner, I'd get the fireball gun right before I go to the boss. And that fireball gun was perfect for the boss, it felt like.
I agree. That's what I used for the first one.
Yep. Now, stage 2, the flamethrower was incredible for the boss. Absolutely. For the boss on stage 2, flamethrower absolutely decimates it. Especially if you get I don't know what they're called, but those little like robots that are behind you that shoot for you as well.
Yeah, the little
you get those two and the flamethrower, and you just spin in circles in the stage 2 boss. They can't even touch you.
Yeah, them little robots help a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So many times they save me, like something's coming right behind me, and you can't really turn around because the thing that sucks in this game is you have to actually move to aim. You can't just sit in place and just aim. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like sometimes it's better just keep running and hit fire and let the little guys behind you shoot them.
Yeah, I used the flamethrower through the actual stages for 1 and 2. And then when I got to the boss, though, for stage 1, 2, and 3, I actually used the laser on all the bosses.
The laser was definitely my go-to for the stage 3 boss.
I had a feeling Kyle was going to use that laser. That was like the that was the MLG weapon. That was the precision one. You had to be accurate, because that thing, when you shoot it, it just straight across where you're at. Like you have to line it up perfect, and it just nails them.
Yeah.
Well, Master Chief would use the laser, so
yeah, he would.
Yeah, I used it for all the bosses.
I'll tell you what I think might have been like the most difficult aspect of this game, and maybe I'm imagining this. This is something I could totally just be putting into my own head. You guys can say if you think otherwise. But I feel like it's the hitboxes. It seems like the enemy hitboxes are so precise and tight, and you have to hit them dead on a lot of the time. But it seems like your hitbox is so wide, because I can't tell you how many times I got hit by an enemy that it looked like didn't even actually touch me.
So I agree with the second half of that. With like, your hitbox seems a little bigger than your character's model, but I didn't really see any issue with hitting the enemies as far as their hitbox.
Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
I feel like it was weapon based. Like the laser, you definitely had to be a little more precise. But
yes.
if you got the fireballs, that had a pretty nice hitbox, so you could just hit that and kind of clear like any way you're looking, like a straight line.
Those fireballs are much wider than the laser. Cover more ground.
It's weird that I used the laser almost the whole time and I didn't notice it.
You were just 100% accurate, just nailing everything. It's gotta be it.
All the dude does is play Halo. He's ready for these shooters,
true.
man.
Yeah.
We got to play something different than these shooters.
They're helping, dude.
I mean, if you use flamethrower, you don't have to worry about hitboxes.
True.
That's true.
That's why I loved it.
I guess we should probably cover. We went through most of the weapons, but there's also like the default gun, which is pretty much garbage. You want to replace that as soon as you can.
Yeah.
They call it a shotgun, but I don't.
Anything.
I don't think that's a shotgun. That's when I looked it up.
No.
Yeah, it does not seem like a shotgun in any way. It just, I mean, I guess in the fact that the range is short, but yeah, that gun was trash.
There is one point in the game though where you are forced to use it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yep.
Guessing I didn't get to that point because I don't know that I was ever forced to use it other than spawning.
Yeah, it was very end game. Last very end, the final boss. It's the only gun you could use.
Yep, it's forced in the final boss.
But besides that, there's also like the bombs. Did anyone find those useful at all?
No, those things suck.
Is that like the weird like the green or bluish kind of shot?
It looks like a bubbles kind of. There's like kind of go out in front of you.
Yeah, I didn't use those almost at all.
I found one use for them one time, and then I could never repeat it, so I never went back to them. But the third boss, where it's like you're behind all those green pillars,
Yeah.
I stood right in front of it, like 'cause I was struggling with that boss for a while, so I was trying different weapons. I stood right in front of the pillars and just kept spamming it as fast as I could, and I killed the boss before it ever even made it to where it could hit me. And I was like, oh, I just found out like an exploit. I can do that every time, and I could never repeat it again. So then I had to
Really? Go
rethink
figure.
my strategy. Yeah.
Kind of want to go back through and try that. See if I can make that work. I used the laser on that boss, and like because the laser just cuts through those things like instantly.
Yep,
Yeah, laser
exactly.
shreds that boss.
I used the fireballs for that guy as well, because with the hitboxes, it could kill like those little spawns pretty quick.
Did you guys, when you were on that stage and fighting that boss, did you just like always stay on the very left side and just try to cut through and like actually kill them? Or did you, like I ended up carving out a path so I could run up past and behind the boss?
I always just stayed on the left side, just kept sniping like crazy. I just kind of kept having to move up and down a little bit because you have to get all of the legs around it first. So got all the legs at the top, all the legs at the bottom, and then I just hit the middle. I just stayed over on the left side the whole time.
So nobody,
Yeah, that's what I did.
so nobody else.
No, I carved a path. Yeah, I always, as soon as the map started, I'd run to the bottom and clear out a lane, like on the, like as slow as I could that was underneath like the enemy. Then I would go back up and keep on shooting him till he got close to the middle, and then I would dip through my little pathway and finish him from the right side.
Hey, nice.
Yeah, that's essentially
I can
what
see
I was
that.
doing.
Nice.
I can see that working
I
pretty well.
I just stayed on the left side and I cleared out the path for all the legs and I just took the legs out.
As far as
Sweep the leg, boys.
the map on stage 3 though, was the first like 1 and 2 were just kind of simple, and then you get to stage 3, and like when I first got to stage 3, I didn't realize it because stage 1 and 2 weren't like this, but you could just walk off the edge of the map and die.
Yeah.
I realized that first in stage 2, actually. I walked right through a hole. I
Yeah,
didn't
same.
realize
stage
it
2 has
first
pit
at all.
traps.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I encountered them on stage 2.
Yeah, I fell down those. I was so mad. I was like, as if this
Yo,
game wasn't
me
hard
too.
enough.
Me too.
Like, this game's already difficult, and then all of a sudden they put holes you can jump in.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I think what really got me in stage 3 was for the bridge, and then also I didn't realize at first, the first time I played it, that enemies were jumping out of the water to attack you on the bridge as well. Like they're enemies that aren't even on the map; they're just down
Yeah.
below you in the water, but they'll jump up and shoot at you. And also, maybe it's just me, I don't know. It took me a very long time to find a gun upgrade on stage 3.
The fireball's to the bottom left.
Yeah, that's what I
Yep,
went
that's
for.
the path I took.
I typically always got the laser first in stage 3 over to the right side, I believe. And it took me a while to get there.
So I think either one of those are good for the level and the boss.
Yeah, I went like I'd collect where you spawn. I'd run in that little circle, collect the guys there, go bottom left for the fireball, and then I'd run straight across the bottom. And then as soon as you get to the bottom right, you go straight up and you pick up the laser on that. You pick up the 2 little helpers and then straight to the boss.
So I think that's the path I took for. I think the first time I was trying to beat level 3, I was going around the left side. I go down, grab the fireball. I would just run straight up the left side. And I think by that point you can collect enough people and both robots on that side. You can run straight to the boss. But then I started actually using laser instead, so I started taking the right path.
That's funny, because I did the exact opposite. I started with I started on the right side, and then it took forever to go the whole way around. Because once you clear out like the center where you spawn, there's I think like 6 or 7 of them right there, the comrades you can collect.
Yeah.
Then you go down to the left, get your fireball, like you said, go straight up. You get both your drone shooters, you get all the comrades you need, and you can get right to the boss. And I like the fireballs for that boss, so it worked out perfect.
Yeah, I did like the fireballs at first, and then I realized, like, if I took too long to kill the boss, like, fireballs wouldn't cut through them little worms fast enough to hit the actual boss.
Yeah, there's
So I
like a
started
break
grabbing
in the
laser.
shots.
The laser actually goes through, like, I think 2 guys at once. It can kill 2 enemies with 1 shot. So if you keep spamming that, you can just kill them as they come out and hit the boss.
Yeah, if you go to that level with the flamethrower, there's nothing you can do because you can't break the pillars with the flamethrower. Or that boss,
No.
I mean, the third boss, you're pretty much done for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be done, absolutely.
But I also noticed there's guys jumping up from the background on that third stage. Those guys are annoying.
That's
Yeah,
where it had the
I-
pit traps, and now dudes just come out of nowhere and start shooting
Uh-huh.
at you.
I didn't know where it was coming from at first. And then I saw those little buttheads were just jumping right out of the freaking water.
Yeah, and you can't kill them, so you just kind of have to like dodge that and keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, you can shoot those. They like shoot their eyeballs at you. You can actually shoot those and get points for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be, pro player. Pro
Indeed.
player like Kyle over here.
Oh, you gotta be.
I wasn't even doing that. I mean, I'd shoot them from the guys on the stage, but I'm not messing with these guys in the water. Now we lead into stage 4, where the first couple of times I got to it, I was making it really hard on myself because I had just come from stage 3 where you can fall off the map. And when you get to stage 4, like the tiles on the floor are like different, where it looks like one is clearly a walkway. And then you have like a large section where it looks like it's like glass almost. But it kind of, I don't know, it just looked really weird. And I thought that was also going to make me fall off the map. So I wasn't stepping on those glass panels.
Are you talking stage 5, maybe?
No, this is stage 4.
Stage 4 is a space station,
spaceship.
isn't it?
But,
yeah.
There's like the
It's the one with the-
see-through glass panels here and there that it is glass. You can see outer space through the panel on the floor.
Yeah, like half
Like
the
you can see
floor
the
looks
stars
like
and
that.
stuff in the
Oh,
background.
Okay, all right, I know what you mean now.
Yeah,
I was say
so-
level 5 was annoying too.
Yeah, so 4 looked like, I mean, there was like clearly like a section that's like, okay, I can definitely, this is solid ground, I can walk on it. But then like half of the map was like these glass panels that you can see space. And I was like, I think I'm going to fall off that. So I just didn't step on it. And it was
I
making
can't
it
imagine
really
how much
difficult.
harder that was.
Yeah.
He got PTSD from stage 3, couldn't do it.
He's
Yeah.
only walking on like 30% of the floor.
Yeah, I was putting it in hard.
Wow,
mode.
weird. There's an upgrade over there over this pitfall. How the heck do you get to it?
I thought that spaceship boss for level 4 took me quite a while to figure out a pattern for that guy. I thought it was just like random spam. It was impossible to beat him.
Yeah, he's faster.
Yeah, and it's like as soon as you start,
He
there's
starts
bullets
going,
flying
man.
at you. As soon as you step in there, they're already coming at you trying to kill you. You didn't
Oh,
get a
man,
chance to
dude.
think.
The very first time I played this game, I was so like caught off guard by how quickly it just jumps you right into the boss fight. I had no idea that was going to happen. I just walked in the room and bam, it's instant boss fight. You got to be ready for it.
He fires a lot of shots as soon as you step in too. Like if you don't know the openings
Right.
where to stand, like you're dying instantly.
Scatter.
It took a little while, but I did find a pattern for that level 4 boss.
What'd you use on him? What weapon?
I still use laser. I feel like I was the best one for him.
Yeah, for him, absolutely. That's what I thought too.
I pretty much just followed him as soon as you walk in. I run straight to the very top, and he'll meet you up there. You can get like 2 shots off, and then I follow him to the middle, hit him with a shot, and I go to the bottom, hit him with 2 shots. That's pretty much follow him shooting him. You can pretty much kill him on like the first cycle.
We had the same strategy pretty much for that.
Nice.
You just have to watch out for like the red shot that comes at you. That's like kind of
Yeah.
aimed towards you.
Yeah, that thing
was
throws you
tricky.
off. About you boys, did you beat level 4?
I did not beat level 4.
That's
Space Station got you.
understandable.
Yeah, I put probably about the same time as Jordan. Probably about 3. I'd say between 3 and 4 hours of playtime. I can get all the way to
It's
stage
a
4
bit-
without a single death, and then
Yeah.
I just didn't fight that boss enough to get him down.
Yeah, you can get to stage 4 easily without dying once, and then for me at least, it took a whole different turn. But as I said, we'll talk about all that.
That's
in a
understandable.
segment, see where we got.
That boss was like a big spike in difficulty.
Yeah, and it doesn't get any easier after you beat him. Level 5
No.
was horrible. I hated that level the most. If there's anything, like, if you don't know what anxiety is, play level 5. There's little guys, they move so fast.
I don't
like, as
need
fast
more
as your
anxiety,
character.
Brad.
Dude, it's rough. Did you not even, did you look at level 5?
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. You don't know.
Well, I'm saying, like, did you look at, like, do you know what we're talking about in level 5?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I looked anything I didn't finish, I did look up. I looked at videos and whatnot, and yeah, I got a pretty good idea how rough some of these enemies past my point can get.
Yeah, because in level 5 they move like I don't know if they move as fast as you, but if not, it's close. And whenever they spawn, there's like a little burrow that comes out of the ground, and that thing is like an enemy too. If you run into that, it kills you.
Yeah,
I'm watching that stage
I was very
right now.
annoyed with
Yeah,
that.
that's. Oof.
It doesn't
They're
help that
fast.
also there's like a glass overlay on top of the whole screen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
what I
kind
thought
of
Kyle was talking
about.
distorts your view. Yeah.
But them little guys, I noticed the ones that are already on the level, they're not super fast and they kind of just wander around. It's the ones that come out of those burrows that fly right at you. Like I think they come out and just fly in your direction super fast, and they bounce off walls. They target you every time.
Yeah, they're like
No
homing.
mercy, man.
Yeah, that level was tough.
But at least once you beat that, I thought the 5th boss was the easiest boss in the game.
Dude, the boss was. I was disappointed how easy that was.
Yeah. It was a nice breather.
You want to talk about like a disappointing easy boss? Like the final boss compared to some of these other ones is very basic and simple. Even though you have the most basic weapon.
Yeah, he was. Definitely didn't feel like a final boss compared to the rest of these guys.
No.
But at least they nerfed it, and you could only take the default gun in there.
Yeah. Stage 5 boss is still kind of cool. It's like a little. I felt like I was playing like Whack-A-Mole.
Yeah. That's like literally what I was thinking too.
It would definitely be harder. They should have made it so that the boss could shoot his like gun. So for anyone who hasn't played it, you have to picture it. There's a bunch of holes in the ground. As Sky said, it's kind of like Whack-A-Mole. These little pieces of the boss popping out in these holes. But the main boss to the right side, he can't shoot his gun past those holes. I don't know if that's just like a technology thing, like they couldn't make it work that way in this game, but like his little shots he fires at you, they can't go past these holes, so you can just hide behind them, and it makes it easy.
Yeah, you didn't even have to kill all the little like individual ones coming out. I killed like 4 or 5 of them, just enough that I could sit safely in the middle of the map and just shoot straight across and kill the boss.
I feel like that boss could have been really awesome if they. I feel like the dudes popping out of the holes could have been something like you have to run around or something in like a certain path, and then maybe at the end of that cycle you fight the boss, or you know what I mean? Like make you actually move around a little bit.
Right. I did appreciate the break after beating level 5 though. So
yeah, true.
Can't complain too much. And then you move into the final level, which was kind of like a maze. Like there's really only one. I mean, there might be a couple branches, but you pretty much just follow half of the map. It just leads you to the almost whole way to the end.
Yeah,
I didn't think that was
pretty
too hard.
cool.
Yeah, I liked it. It looked really cool. I like the enemies on it.
These weird tangled like worm thingies shoot spiders at you.
Yeah, that was
they're at least a little slower than the last stage.
It's cool. Like they, the blue ones like spawn out of the walls, so it's you kind of got to watch your back every time.
Yeah, there's the ones that are just like free roaming, and those ones come flying out. Like you can see them like slowly progressing out of the wall. You can catch them before they get to you.
Once again, Flamethrower was MVP of that level also.
For the level?
Yeah, that's what I mean, it takes a while to get to it.
Yeah, it's like over a halfway point of the map.
I think I use lasers. As soon as I get lasers, I use those until I get to the Flamethrower.
Yeah, that's what I did. Then I got to the Flamethrower, then you clear out the rest of it to get to the boss.
Mm-hmm.
Which, obviously, you take the Flamethrower in there, and that was a tough fight.
That one I died so many times in that boss. Like, I was about to give up on that boss.
He's not a handsome looking fella either.
Nah, dude, that thing was so weird looking. A weird combination of like organs and a big fat baby face.
Yes, it looks like a deformed alien baby.
And it spawns little alien baby face centipedes.
Little baby centipedes!
That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Whenever you kill the boss, the baby face has like these big bug eyes. Like,
these big cute chubby cheeks coming at you trying to kill you.
Remember some like weird, like something you'd see on Courage the Cowardly Dog. There's like these weird, like creepy things showing up.
The vibes I get. Do you remember the toy from the original Toy Story in Sid's room? It has the baby doll head and like it's almost like spider-like. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of that thing.
That was probably the most disturbing boss in the game.
Yeah.
I thought like the weird one in level 2, like that weird, what were they? It looks like a bunch of kidneys or whatever you have to shoot that spiral.
Yeah, it's like surrounding like a heart.
I was like, this is kind of weird looking. Then I saw that big baby face alien. I'm like, ew.
Done.
That thing's just straight up gross.
Once you get past him, then there's not a 7th level. You just go straight from the 6th boss to the 7th boss, and that's the last one.
Mm-hmm.
That one was definitely tricky because once you get up there, you only have the default gun, and then I mean, just after everything else, if you have any extra lives left, then like it shoots these little wind swirl things around you. You got to try to walk in the right diagonal to get past them. If they sweep you up though, that's it.
I think the only thing hard about that was the first time you get to it, you have no idea what's going to happen, and it's just like a straight up cheap kill.
Yeah. It's kind of like the spaceship boss. As soon as you pop in, you get hit by a blast if you don't know what's going on.
There's no preparation. You don't really have time to dodge. As soon as that starts, you're just like, oh, just start shooting the boss, and then instantly those things spawn and kill you.
Yeah, they move quick, and there's no safe spot. You have to be able to like dodge them effectively, or you're getting killed.
I tried to find a safe spot. You can find like a safe spot for one, like when they go like clockwise, but then when it goes the other direction, it hits that spot anyway. So there's no real use trying to stand still when you fight him.
You just got to get used to dodging them.
Yeah, unfortunately. But other than that, though, I don't know. It wasn't really that hard of a boss once you learn to shoot him for a couple seconds, then just dip out to the left, shoot him, dip out to the right.
I'll ask you guys a question here. So I've noticed on each stage, how many of your comrades did you say there are? 10?
10 per stage, yeah. Or 10 you got to get to win. There's 16 in each stage.
Okay, I was going to say, like, it doesn't make you get all of them to go to the exit if you want. You can get, like, half of them or whatever it was. You said 10
right
before you go on to the exit. Did you guys typically go to the exit right as it let you, or did you try to get a few more of them for more of a bonus score first, or how'd you guys do it?
I was doing it. Well, on my first playthrough, I knew nothing about the game, so I didn't even realize there was a timer, and I didn't realize I only needed 10 guys.
Yeah.
So I was doing like a full clear trying to get everything. And then like it took like a 1 or 2 rounds to realize that like picking up the different weapons wasn't like stocking the weapons, it was just replacing them. So I was, you know what I mean? But after that, once I like realized all the mechanics and how it worked, then I'd plan out a perfect path to make sure that like the last guy that I would collect would be right in front of the door. So I would just get all the weapons I needed, everything, all the equipment, and then go straight to the exit, pick up the 10th guy I needed. It would unlock the door and I'd go right through it.
Yeah, I think at first I was also just trying to get through it as fast as possible. Then eventually I started going like try hard mode, so I did try to farm up a little bit of score just for fun, see how far I could get.
Yeah, stage 1, I would try to build my score up on stage 1 as much as possible because it was easy enough to, but then as I progressed further and further, then I was just trying to get through the stage as fast as possible.
Yeah, I absolutely got my 10 and got out. I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you beat any boss and you have 100 seconds or more on the clock, you get 60,000 points rather than like 30
60.
or something. Yeah, 60K for beating the boss. You're not rewarded for collecting stuff. You just want to speed run it. That's how you're gonna get the best score, I think.
There is another way to do that also. I went pretty try hard mode on this game, not gonna lie. Just because it was super frustrating, but I honestly had like insane fun trying to beat it without dying. So I started looking up all what other guys did and all that. And apparently if you kill the boss when there's exactly 0 seconds, you get the same bonus.
Oh wow.
Huh.
So if you walk in at a certain time, you can time it out to where certain bosses will be vulnerable by the time it hits 0, and you can get the kill and get the max bonus.
Did not know that.
Pretty cool stuff in this game.
Yeah, if you're trying to like hit the high scoreboard, then that'd be the way to do it. But otherwise, that's not worth it to me. I just want to beat the freaking game.
A lot of the time, it's you just die.
So the best for the highest score, you would have to like full clear a stage, and then get to the boss. Wait till he gets down to, because presumably you're not going to have enough time to get the 60k bonus if you full clear a stage. So you'd want to full clear and then go to the boss and then survive until it's 0 seconds and then kill him.
Pretty much, yeah. Like if you were perfect at the game, that's what you want to do. But that's insanely hard to do. So
yeah, that's cool that's an option if you did want to try to like completely 100% the game, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I had one moment where it was actually the spaceship boss. I had 2 lives left still whenever I beat him, but like as I killed him, I got killed, and my guy did like the death animation, but then he got back up and started walking away, my character, and I still had 2 lives. Like, yes, I was gonna be so mad if I lost a life there. And then the next level starts, and I did lose a life. It just didn't take it away till the next one started. I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, I was so mad about that.
That's a roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah. Can't
Love
be
roller
doing that
coasters.
to me.
I did notice the character selection seemed kind of whack to me. I'm not really sure. Like,
It looked very odd, didn't it? Like, it just shows the character like 30 times.
yeah, that's
On
like
screen for no reason.
you're either a male or a female, but it gives you like 9 male options, but they're all the same person,
Right.
and then 9 female options, they're all identical. So I was like, at first I was trying to look through them, and I thought like maybe it was pixelated, and like I'm like leaning forward in my chair, like trying to see what the differences on these guys are, but they're just all the same.
You could only go left and right though. You couldn't like scroll through all those characters.
No, yeah, you couldn't like highlight them. That's what I
Okay,
mean. It was
yeah,
just like I was
had
like,
their
what is this
portrait.
character select?
Yeah, it was weird.
Made it look like you had like 30 guys to pick from. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's just these two, and their picture is just like tiled.
All right, so we're gonna go with our question of the episode. Does this game get your coin? If you could only ever play this again in an arcade using real coins, can never play it again at home. That's the only way you're ever gonna access this game. Would you play it? Would you put your coin in?
Boy, I feel like that coin would almost be a waste because the game is very difficult. Now, considering we have now played it plenty of times and we can get a few levels in it, then okay, sure. But I'm not going to spend more than $1 at the most maybe doing it because I know I'm not. I mean, let's be real. I didn't beat the game. I know I'm not going to beat the game. So, I mean, I'm not spending much more than like $1 or so on it.
I get that.
I would definitely put a couple bucks in, I think. I thought it was pretty fun, and it was like it gave you just enough of a challenge, but like after every stage, like even when you died, like it still gave that little bit more of a confidence to where like, oh, okay, like I know if I do this again, I'm not gonna die that same way at that same place. So it just kept feeling like it was moving the goalpost a little bit, like each time you did it. Which I think is perfect for an arcade game because it's like just that.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, I think it's perfect for how an arcade should be, and it's probably how they design them. But yeah, I would definitely play this.
I would definitely probably sit there all day and try to beat the game.
Ugh.
Dude, you don't even understand how much fun I was having with this. Even though it was
that arcade's gonna love you.
It was insanely frustrating at first, but once you start figuring stuff out, I was playing this game like for hours every single day. After we're done with this, even when we start the next game, I'm probably still going to play this game. That's how much I'm liking it.
Nice.
One thing I don't get, and I know Sky and I talked about this the other day, so I don't know if this is just the version of the game I have, or if it does this in an actual arcade too, but at the beginning of the game, it lets you put in a bunch of credits. It lets you put in up to 9 credits. So if you don't know any better, you would think that, when you die, you can continue. But no, if you die, you're starting back at the beginning again. So I could imagine being a small child and being so mad that I put like 10 quarters into this bad boy and I have to start over again from the very beginning whenever I die like 2 seconds into the game.
I wonder if the actual cabinets are like different or it says something on it, because I don't see how they'd let you put that many in there if you can only use 1 credit.
Yeah.
I'd like to actually see like a real arcade cabinet of this game.
I mean, technically, you can still use them. You're just not picking up where you left off.
Yeah, that's what sucks,
yeah.
man. You would think though that you're gonna pick up where you left off, but nope.
I guess that's just extra attempts at the game from the beginning every time.
Yep. Hope you're patient because you're gonna be playing the whole way through all those parts all over again.
Yeah, well, I'll round it out. It's absolutely just definitely gets my coin. I love this game. It's as hard as it was definitely fun to play. And yeah, if I ever saw it in the arcade, I don't think I would beat it because that's a tough round. You gotta be really focused to pull that off. But I can't imagine trying to learn how to play this game with we obviously all played this on emulators, and I would save state like before some of the bosses and just kind of figure out a pattern, learn how to beat it, and then I'd start my run back over once I got comfortable with it. But if I wasn't able to do that to learn the game, that I wouldn't have got far.
I forgot to mention that I didn't save state anything. So like I was wondering if you guys were using that because I didn't use that. I was just playing the game like it was intended. And
you literally said what I was gonna say anyway. I didn't save state.
Yeah.
I legitimately started over again every single time.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why like this was tougher for me and I didn't put as much time into it as you guys because I legit just had to do stage 1 over and over and over and over again. I didn't save. Maybe I should have, I know we said like, if you save state, that run doesn't count toward your like official score for the show.
Mm-hmm.
But like even then, like I died. I just started over again and did that for a few hours, and I don't know. I don't know if the emulator I was using has access to save states or not. I'll look into that.
I mean, I just didn't want to waste my time getting to a spot where I knew I could get to anyway without dying.
Exactly.
So I would get up to a boss or whatever, or a section that was giving me trouble, save it there, and I just keep playing it over and over, trying to find a good path for it. But my legit runs, I did do it, whatever, one credit.
Yeah, that's what I did as well. I would just use it to practice because I didn't want to have to spend so much time running through the early levels when they were pretty easy. All right, so let's see how far everyone got. Sky, you want to start off? Tell us where you made it to.
Whew. Oh, you starting with me? Whew.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You were just talking about it, so we might as well move into it.
All right, boys, hear me out.
Oh boy.
Hear me out.
Okay.
Let me see where I start. So, Kyle asked me earlier, I think when you dropped out, I did beat the game. And apparently, when you beat the game does start over. You start back over from level 1 again, and you just like keep playing. I didn't know that at first. I thought once you beat the game, it's over, so I just exit out. Then I realized it actually keeps going. So the farthest I got was, I beat the game twice in a row, and then got to the second boss on the third time and died.
Bro, what?
Oh my god! What?
What?
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
I'm gonna go.
This dude, yeah. See you guys.
Dude, I went.
And that's a
played
podcast.
Way too many hours of this game.
I went huge on this game.
That's awesome.
I wouldn't have did it if I didn't actually have fun though. Like it was so.
Oh,
After you get past the frustration, it's like a pretty good challenge. I was actually having fun.
Brad, I'll let you decide how the scoring is going to work for that then.
But so I don't know. Are we counting that, or are we counting just one time through?
Does the second run through count? I mean, we can get to that.
I did save I saved my score from beating it the first time. I have that, and then I have my score for my highest run.
Yeesh.
I'm gonna say it doesn't matter because I don't think anyone else beat it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I made it to
even
the
Brad
last
has been
boss.
playing it for like the last 2 months.
Yeah, I'd hop on like a little bit here and there, but I liked it, but I couldn't commit to it. I mean, I made it to the last boss and died on him like 3 different times, and then I called it quits.
So my actual score for my best run when I got to the third round of the game, died on boss 2, I had 1,137,400 points.
Oh my, that's awesome.
That was my best.
400K.
That was my best run.
What the hell?
Well, I played, and I actually beat the game 6 times.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
I believe you.
19 million.
I believe you.
No, I think I mentioned earlier on, but yeah, I made it to boss 4. And I think I only made it to him a couple of times, so I didn't have enough practice to figure out how to beat him easy. But yeah, I played for about 3 or 4 hours with no like save states. I was just going at it for what the game was worth, and yeah, got to boss 4. The high score was about 257,000.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like we said a little bit ago, my experience was very similar to Kyle. I did not use save states, which looking back, I really thought about trying to figure out the save states on this emulator and getting to stage 4 where I was having a hard time and kind of practicing that way. But since I chose not to do that, that's all the further I got. I completed stage 1, 2, and 3 with the bosses. I did not complete stage 4. So once again, I'm going to have the worst score of the group here. I kind of figured that might happen. I only gave it, like I said, about 3.5 to 4 hours or so. Kind of wish I would have done the whole save state thing to practice, but it was getting to the point that I was just repeating this process over and over again, and I was just ready to be done with it at that point. I booted it back up again like a day or two ago and played through it once, got to stage 4 again, and that's when I was like, okay, I did my piece here. I'm moving on. My high score, I did save that. It was 205,600.
I mentioned it earlier, but I made it to the last boss, but I just couldn't finish him. My ending score was 402,000.
All right.
Okay.
Respectable.
Yeah, I made it there 3 times, and that was the best of my runs. Just couldn't
I think Sky
close
wins.
it out. Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
I went super try hard though. I was playing this like every day for hours. So
The other day I'm with Sky, right? I'm in the back seat. We're driving to the gym. I'm in the back seat.
This guy's
Look at
playing
Sky.
while he's driving.
I say, "Hey Sky," I said, "Did you beat the game?" He looks up at me in like his rear view mirror, just has this cheesy ass grin on his face. He's like, "Hey, I'm not telling you."
Hey, B said keep it all secret. We don't talk about it till the podcast. So I was like, hey, we're not talking about that.
I didn't think that when I asked.
I'm not going to talk about it, Jordan. It's not time.
I knew based on your face, though, man.
That whole car ride, dude. You didn't realize you were riding with a 2.5-time world champ.
Whole time I'm just like, hey.
These suckers have no idea.
I mean, one other thing to mention too, since if you guys didn't check videos of it out, every time you beat the game, every loop after that, the enemies do get like faster and stuff and smarter.
Wow, so you beat it the second time with the smarter and faster enemies too.
Yeah, but on the third try, the second boss, that weird kidney thing, those little slime things he spits out, they're so freaking fast. Like, as soon as they spawn...
the third playthrough was too hard for me.
Dude, it was rough, though. They're so fast. I had, like, no time to kill anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does get insanely hard after the first time.
Yeah, that's when it gets hard.
I don't know if you guys realize, but every time you beat it, it's like none of us even beat it.
Hey, I'm just letting you guys know. Sure. If you guys didn't get as far to see that stuff, I'm letting you know how it turns out. I went the depths on it.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
And if you guys want, I have save states up to like loop 8 if you want to mess around. I'm just saying.
I'm good, bro. Thank you. I might never play this game again.
I'll still be playing it. I still like it.
I bet you will. Master Sky over here. God dang.
I actually just found his save state file on Amazon for $10.99. He's selling them.
Man,
dude.
That's a bargain.
He's selling
I have to mail you a CD key for that also, so you can't share it with your friends.
Yeah.
It's one per customer.
You guys ready to give your official rating for this game?
I'm ready, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. As I stated earlier, each stage has 16 comrades in it, and there's 6 total stages, so that gives us 96 comrades in the entire game. So what do you give it out of 96?
Okay, so I had fun. It was very brutal at the start, and then once you get the hang of it and you kind of have a pattern down, it becomes more fun over time. But at the same time, as I said, I very well might never play this game ever again. I know pretty much all arcade games are going to be repetitive, but it was a little repetitive to me. It's fun, but it doesn't look special. I don't know. I wouldn't give it a crazy high score. I'm going to say maybe about 50 out of 96 comrades.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a sharp rating.
Not even enough to beat the game.
Listen, man, I wasn't going to beat the game anyway, so I don't give
That's
a crap.
fair. Checks out.
I think I have to give this probably an 80 out of 96 comrades. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it when I first started it, but like I said, it had it was just a perfect balance of like dying to things, but then like giving you that confidence that you can get past what killed you, and it just kind of kept me going. And the fact that it had a good amount of like variance to it, as far as like you can take different paths. You don't have to go the same way every time if you don't want to. There's different weapons to choose from depending on your play style and how you like. I thought the enemies on all the stages were like unique, and like even the stages themselves sometimes would offer different things. So aside from like the bosses sometimes being like you kind of get to them, like you guys were saying before, you're gonna have to die to them a couple times because you're just not ready for what's coming. Other than that, it wasn't anything too crazy. Clearly Skylar beat it 2.5 times, so it was all like beatable with a little bit of practice. So I actually really enjoyed this one.
Well, I think out of 96, I'm giving it the 96, boys. I had so much fun. I had so much fun with this.
Come on.
Well deserved.
I wouldn't have got as far as I did if I didn't have any fun or love it. So
bend over for Konami.
Hey, it's all skill, man. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, very very much a skill based game. It's once you definitely got to learn the patterns. Like there's definitely feels like some unfair deaths at first, but once you figure it out, then you know what to expect. Like everyone's been saying, and once you learn it, then
that's just the nature of arcade games. Like
yeah.
They're made to take a couple quarters out of you before you understand what you're doing.
Yeah, whenever I did one of my runs, I did it on my break, and I looked down at my clock, and I had 14 minutes and then I was on the last boss. So you can beat this game in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So if it was easy, it wouldn't even be a good game. It'd be too easy, and it'd be done so fast, no one would want to play it.
And by the way, that score is not perfect. Like it's the most perfect game. It's how much fun I had playing it.
Yeah, that's
Like
that's a
there's
good way to rate it.
definitely
Yeah,
things that
that's
are
fine.
annoying about the game, like that stupid countdown timer.
Yeah.
They keep saying caution, 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 caution.
Oh yeah, that was annoying. I forgot
At first,
about that.
when I first heard that, I didn't know if the players' names were. I thought he was calling my dude Carson. I thought he was yelling for Carson to hurry up. Like the way he says caution, I thought he was saying Carson. I was like, oh, I guess my guy's name is Carson. And I was like, oh, he's actually saying caution. Never mind.
Well, for me, I'm put slapping a 90 out of 96. I thought it was a solid game. Couple difficulty was up there, but I thought that improved the game. I think it would have been worse if it was easier. So I'm giving it a solid 90 out of 96.
Not bad ratings overall.
Well, backwards from Metal Slug whenever I think I was the highest one and you guys were a little iffy, and now I think we're backwards on here. I'm just being a hater for Alien Syndrome, I guess. Which I guess I liked it. I had fun. It's just I don't know if I would play it again after this.
I mean, it could have been better, but I don't know, it was still fun though.
Well, apparently not Mr. 96 out of 96.
I'm just saying, I had a ton of fun on it. It's not the perfect game by any means.
I'm happy for you, Sky. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So does this game land above Metal Slug in our overall tier list?
Oh, absolutely
I'm
not.
gonna lose this debate.
You said not?
I'm just.
I'm gonna
I was about to
this
lose
one.
it.
After all that praise, nah, this game sucks.
He said not even close.
I'm not even gonna fight it. I know all three of you are gonna put it above the Slug, and I say otherwise, but I won't fight it. I'll let you guys have it.
Really? Did you really like Slug better than this?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. What'd you like more about that?
It was definitely more aesthetically pleasing for one. I know that was a big thing we talked about in that last episode.
The graphics.
I don't know. Yeah, it looked nice. It just I don't know. It was just more pleasing to me.
Yeah, I mean, the graphics were pretty good in this game, too. I think the player sprites were kind of crap compared to everything else, though.
I guess I have a soft spot for games I can actually beat too. You know?
I had way more fun with this than I did with Metal Slug. I'm sure Metal Slug also is like super high skill. People probably shred that game. But I was just too bored to even try to be good at it.
That's fair. Like I said, I'll let you guys have this one. I won't even fight it.
That's the difference here. This game is what I classify as a skill game. You have to beat it in one coin, or you got to start over. Metal Slug is like a pay to win. You just keep on. You're gonna beat it as long as you put enough coins in it.
True.
So you're calling Metal Slug a pay to win?
Metal Slug is a pay to win. Absolutely.
Yeah, put that on record.
I'm shelling out them coins, baby.
Well, all right. So we got Alien Syndrome sitting at number 1 with Metal Slug sitting at 2. That covers that.
Also, one other random thing about Alien Syndrome is I don't know if you guys noticed like the cover art of the game, but like the way they type the words Alien Syndrome like is in the shape of an alien kinda, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, I like that.
They look like testing
Yeah.
to me.
No, you know what it looks like is maybe it might just be this one image, but is it the dog on Family Guy?
Brian?
Not Brian, the other one. His back legs don't work.
Oh, Herbert's dog.
Yeah.
Jesse.
If you can kind of zoom out and like look at the whole picture of it, that's kind of what it reminds me of.
Oh my god, no, I see it. Oh my god, I see it. Because the A even looks like the mouth and the head, and like the S and the N and Syndrome look like his arms. Oh my god.
You have to do make a
mind.
picture of that side by side comparison.
Oh my god, we have to. If this ever goes on YouTube, that's the thumbnail.
Did you guys notice also there was only like 2 songs in the entire game?
Yes.
Yeah, that got old.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's just level
They
song
only
and then
have so much
boss song.
space on these games.
I actually couldn't hear the song because the guy yelling caution the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, if Carson would hurry up.
Yeah, the sound quality is definitely a step back, but
Well, Carson, what are you
Still
doing?
fun.
Quit playing.
It was also 10 years before Metal Slug, so you got to give a little slack on that.
That's true.
oh yeah, for sure.
Thought the theme was kind of cool though for the levels. Wasn't like an actual song, but it kind of sounded like a weird aliens horror type background theme.
Yeah, this game would have creeped me
Spooky
out if I was a
stuff.
little kid. Like, if you're in an arcade, it's
yeah.
all dark, you're like by yourself. You know what I mean? The arcade's closing up, it's all dark, you're playing some
Yeah.
Alien Syndrome. I would have been
Oh
scared.
my god, yeah.
Yeah.
I was a sissy as a kid, dude. Absolutely.
You look up at the marquee, see Herbert's dog. I'm out of there.
Yeah, dude.
Not Jesse.
Anyone else got anything before we move into trivia with Jordan?
I'm ready for trivia, dude.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, boys, it is time for trivia. Score. Overall score so far, Brad has 3 correct answers, Sky has 2, Kyle has 1. So, see if Kyle can catch back up here. Boys ready?
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
All right, as always, if you already know the answer, please go last. Do not be giving it away here.
Or just don't make it obvious that you know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Question number 1. In Japan, Game Machine listed Alien Syndrome on their May 15th, 1987 issue as being the blank most successful table arcade unit of the month. It is A, second most successful, B, third most successful, or C, fourth most successful.
I'll say third. What's that be?
B.
Most
B for B.
successful of the month, you said?
Yes, the month for May 1987. At least that's when the issue came out, at least.
Oh boy.
This is a magazine in Japan.
I'm gonna go with.
Second, third, or fourth?
I want to say third.
I don't know. I feel like it wasn't super popular. I'm gonna say fourth.
Alrighty. The correct answer is third most successful.
Oh, all right.
That goes to Brad and Kyle.
Nice.
Let's go.
Alrighty. Question number 2. The intro for the Sega Game Gear release says that the story takes place how many years after the story of the original arcade game? A, 10 years, B, 5 years, or C, 1 year?
I'm gonna say C, 1 year.
Okay.
I'm going with 5.
I'm gonna shake it up and go 10.
All right. One of you is obviously correct, and that is going to be Brother B.
Nice. Tearing up this trivia.
Here we go.
Woo!
All right. Final question. Hoping you guys don't know this one. I think at least Sky won't, because I think he said something about not knowing the names. But so I'm assuming we all mostly use the male character, or as we know now, is Carson.
My boy Carson.
Your boy Carson. What is the name of the female protagonist of the game? Is it A, Mary, B, Joy, or C, Jane?
Anybody want to go on that?
I'll go with Mary.
Okay.
I'll say Mary.
Yeah, I'm also going Mary.
All right. Any of you guys actually already know the answer going into that one?
For some reason, I thought it was Mary, so I was going to wait till last, but no one was going.
Yeah,
I know
that is a clean sweep. It is Mary. Brother B gets all 3 correct for the second
Yeah.
week in a row. Kyle gets 2, Sky gets 1.
Yeah,
Nice.
I knew the answer on this, and I was hesitant to say it only because, like, as I was describing a minute ago, the how they spelled Alien Syndrome and what it looks like, I brought up like a cover of the game, and the picture I brought up literally says the 2 character names.
I believe the male is Randy
Ricky.
or Ricky. Ricky,
AKA Carson.
not Carson. Sorry, Sky.
Yeah.
AKA, it's Ricky Carson. Ricky Carson Wiggin.
I'm still calling him Carson.
You do you, bro. We ain't gonna stop you.
Funny thing is, I'm generally terrible at trivia. I'm getting lucky here, so we'll see how long I can ride this
man
luck.
has
Yeah.
a perfect 6 for 6 score. He's crushing it.
Nice.
My dude.
All right, so the next game we are going to be playing is you can follow us on social media at Arcadiology on pretty much everything. Although there's really nothing there yet, you can get ahead of it
We'll
and
get
follow
there.
us. Yeah, we'll get into it
You
eventually.
gotta give me them passwords, bro.
Yeah, we'll get you in on all that. Gotta give credit to Sky again for our sick intro / outro music, because that just brings a whole nother level to the podcast here.
Thank you.
And thanks to everyone that listened.
See ya.
Yeah, later, dudes.
Carson.